Do you need more deals fast? Here's the truth. You might not have a sales problem. It might just be a speed and volume problem. Most industrial companies wait for the phone to ring or the lead to come in, follow up twice, and call that a process. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 industrial sales fixes that you can do today that'll start conversations up immediately and build your pipeline back by the end of the week. Hey guys, I'm Kyle Milan with Milan Media, and for the last 25 years, I have been working in the industrial market, manufacturing market, in sales, marketing, and engineering. And there's so much that I've learned, so much I've seen, and especially the last 11 years that we've had Milan Media running, helping industrial companies. I've been a part of hundreds of organizations, talked to thousands of salespeople, and it's always the same issue. So let's get into the 5 reasons. Starting off with number 1, I want you to pull in everybody. And what I mean by pulling in everybody is every single lead. Look back at the last 2 years, 3 years, unsold deals, closed lost deals, leads that came in you couldn't get a hold of. I want you to pull everybody together, every form submission, anybody that possibly showed somewhat any level of interest, even trade shows that you went to 2 years ago that you scan badges at your booth. I want you to pull everybody into a singular list, and this is going to be your lowest hanging fruit. The reason why is that something told them that they need to reach out to, whether it was a problem that they were having, some research that they did, they trusted your brand enough to stop by and talk to you at a trade show, fill out a form on a website and say, hey, I'm interested. Now, some of that could be spam and some of that could be people are just kicking tires. But regardless, you have to treat everybody as if this is a fresh start, but they know your name. So the follow-up methods that you can do is drastically different than, hey, I'm Kyle with this company. And it's more, hey, it's been a while since we chatted. Just want to follow up and see how you're doing with X, Y, and Z problem. You can look at this list and say, maybe it's 500 or 1,000 people. If you have a sales team, break it up into smaller groups. If you just have 1 or 2 people, it's time to roll up the sleeves and get to work. You need to be touching these people in so many different methods of outbound with calls and emails and visits, etc. But you have to say, this is the priority right now. Inbound leads are going to be coming in from marketing, hopefully, and you can handle those as like top of funnel urgency. But every other minute that you have of your day, you have to be focusing on everybody that you didn't close before and even past customers. So you got people that haven't purchased anything from you in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, people that were a client of yours. Maybe it's been a couple year break. Maybe something happened there. It's worth it to reach out to them because you're looking to build this pipeline quick. And the fastest way to do that is start to get yeses. So you have to go after every single person out there. Don't be shy and don't think I only want to look at the last 6 months. Go after the last 2 to 3 years, pull everybody into a theoretical spreadsheet or in your CRM and start pounding that pavement. Number 2, you want to hit every channel. You cannot rely on just email. So many salespeople are like, oh yeah, I emailed them. That's great. Email is an effective way to try and get a hold of somebody, but the lowest hanging fruit, you got to go after every single channel. So you're going to say, I'm going to call a person. I'm going to email a person. I'm going to send them a connection request on LinkedIn. Once they accept it, I'm going to send them a message on LinkedIn. Maybe they're already connected with you and you can just go straight to sending them a message, not all at once, but you need to use these things on a every few day basis. Say, hey, I know that I've got a long email chain with this person before, so I could probably get a hold of them via email, or maybe you look at the notes and you say, hey, this person I called and talked to a lot. They're able to answer the phone. Then you're going to call them first, but it's not you touch them once this week and then wait 3 weeks. It's you call them today on Monday, send them an email after you leave them the voicemail, follow up with your email by the end of the week. Then the week after that, if they don't respond, then send them a connection request on LinkedIn, message them. Like, you have to be aggressive with this and do it for all the different people. If it's local to you and you're dealing with local businesses, then you need to add in the aspect of cold visits. If there's a trade show coming up, add in the aspect of going, maybe they're also an exhibitor, going and visiting them at the booth. Go to their LinkedIn profile and see what they have going on. Maybe you comment on their LinkedIn last post. Just add something that's relevant to the post so that they're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy or that girl from this company. So that way when they go and check their email or their voicemail, or you try and stop by and they have a note from the receptionist, all those things line up to where it's like, okay, this person's trying to get a hold of me, it's relevant, etc. Let me just at least return the call. All you're looking here is for some type of response back, but you cannot rely on a singular source. I've met sales teams where everybody just wants to do cold visits. I've met sales teams where everybody just wants to send single emails. If we look at it from a volume standpoint, like if you're willing to make calls, it only takes about like 60 minutes or so to make 30 phone calls. So if you block out 4 hours of your day, that means you can make 120 phone calls in one day. because most of the time people are not answering the phone. You should average about 45 seconds to 2 minutes to call the number, get connected with their voicemail, leave the voicemail, and then send an immediate email saying that you left a voicemail to see if you can get them from an email standpoint. So you have to just block out your day. Hey, I can make a lot of phone calls to these people. This is not going to be a forever thing. This is going to be a temporary thing. I can make 100 phone calls a day. I'm going to set my schedule for that. I'm going to block aside the time. I'm going to email everybody, and then every day I'm going to send out 25 LinkedIn connection requests, or I'm going to send out 15 messages on LinkedIn. Any salesperson that says like this takes so much time is complete BS. It does not take long to make calls, send emails with templates, send out any sort of cold messages, connection requests on LinkedIn. None of it takes a lot of time. They're just pulling the wool over your eyes. Set the standard and force them to do it. Number 3, following up on that, is setting activity goals. You have to be able to tell these people, now that they're going after multiple channels, what are your expectations every week? How many calls do you want them to make? If you assign them 1,000 people or 500 people, don't have them make all 500 phone calls in 1 week, but spread it out. Say, hey, each week I want you to make 225 phone calls. I want you to send out 100 LinkedIn connection requests to this group. I want you to send out 50 or 100 messages and 200 emails to different people. You have to set those standard and then track it through a CRM system like HubSpot, Salesforce, whatever it is, anything that's tracking activity. So you can say, here's the goal, here's your metric, here's how you didn't meet it. Without setting that goal for that salesperson, there's no possible way you can hold them accountable. There's no possible way that they can even understand what the expectations are if you don't set that in writing and refer back to that graph when you're going through the previous week's activity. Then on every single Monday, you want to look at last week's activity, what they have coming up this week. If last week they were dogging it with calls, you gotta say, hey man, you only made 86 phone calls last week. The goal is 225. I don't want to hear excuses as to why you didn't make it. I need to make sure that this week you make those 225. I'm not going to have you make up the difference between last week and this week. I'm just going to say you need to hit the goal this week and really push them. And maybe some salespeople will quit because it's too much pressure. And that's totally fine. They weren't a right fit in the first place. You just have to find those people that are willing to put in the work and put pressure on them. And I promise that they're going to bring in deals. 4th one is follow up. You have to make sure that these guys are following up. That's usually where sales delay, is that they get a lead, send them a quote, send them pricing, and then they follow up one time and they forget about it because they get distracted with everything else. You can have an organized system with task management, making sure that they create a follow-up task from doing sending that proposal, and have pipeline management activities in there, and rely on a marketing team like us at Milan Media to take over some of that pipeline activity where people, when they do stall or delay, we can put them in some sort of automated email marketing system. But they have to make sure that they're following up with the leads and the deals. That's usually where the money is made, is in the follow-up. You can quote them. They're not going to respond right away. They're not going to close right away, especially if you have any sort of delayed sales process where you're looking at like 3-6 months possibly to close somebody. So therefore you have to make sure the team's following up. Again, when you're meeting with them on a weekly basis, look at the activity from the previous week, look at what they have going on this week, highlight deals that have had no follow-up activity, highlight contacts that have had no activity in 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever the number is. Set all those expectations and make sure that you're holding them accountable to following up in whatever cadence it is that works best for your industry. And the last, certainly not least, number 5 is going to be respond faster. They have to be quick with it. I don't know how many times we've had clients in the past that a lead comes in and it's like 1-2 days for a salesperson to follow up, or even current clients working through issues where it's like sales teams are not responding quick enough. They get the notification, they get the email, they know that somebody filled out a form, they know that it's an inbound lead, but they're just not aggressive enough to follow up. You should be responding at least within the same day. If not, how low can you get it? Can you get it down to 2 hours, 1 hour, 5 minutes from a response? If somebody comes to your site and fills out a form, they're top of mind with the problem. They're going to want to do business with people that respond right away. No different than if they go to a chat system and they get to talk to somebody right away. That's going to be the first experience with them, and they're going to have a lot of trust in you because you can set the tone. Nobody's going to just go to one company to get pricing and say, hey, I want to hire you. It's going to be, I want to get pricing from a couple of different companies. So the person that responds fastest, provides pricing fastest, and gives the best experience is going to set the bar and the tone for everybody else. So you can build that trust quicker with the person that's looking to buy. Then everybody else has to live up to those expectations, which means that you've kind of got the first mover's advantage, and you're able to set the tone and they're chasing you to where if there is micro differences in pricing, you're a little bit more expensive. Well, you responded fast enough. You've had the best experience so far. You built the most amount of trust. So they're willing to spend more money with you versus other people that take too long and just hit the deadline by the deadline and not setting the tone with speed. Speed is king, and speed matters when it comes to sales. Make them respond as fast as possible. And if you're wondering how long it takes, make sure you set up a report in your CRM system. We do it all the time with our clients in HubSpot. How much time until first engagement from a new lead, from a new contact for inbound. And you can say, hey, it's got to be less than this amount of time. Track it and say, what's the average per salesperson? 1 day, 5 days, 1 hour, etc. And then use that against them to make it a coaching opportunity to tell them, this is how fast I expect you to operate. If you do these 5 things, pull in every single person with a pulse that's shown interest in your company in the last 3 years, follow up as much as possible, hit them in every channel, be aggressive, respond super fast, you will create opportunities, I can promise you, within this week, if not the first couple of weeks. Industrial Sales rewards teams that move fast and stay consistent and persistent. If you guys got value out of this content, please subscribe, turn on notifications, share it with somebody that you know, and I'll see you on the next one.